Hi again. So sorry about that. Today we're doing things a little bit different because this is the last one of the sessions for Frenchie Book Club on attacking anxiety and depression. And so I really want it to be special. I've had such an amazing time with all of these different, just experts coming on to help us. And I just wanted to end this with you guys and just to let you know, how much this has helped me. Just doing this with you guys has been absolutely amazing. This book is awesome. It is, if you are suffering from anxiety, depression, even stress, I really, really strongly suggest you getting this Attacking Anxiety and Depression book from Lucinda Bassett. I encourage you to keep growing, to keep learning more about yourself, because I would say, I've always talked about this with you guys after the fact, like a couple years ago when I did it. I was able to say this is what I did to help my anxiety and through everything I was going through. But because I had a flare up a couple months ago, whether that was hormonal or whatever, being able to go through this book again with you guys has just been so amazing and beautiful. And I have to say that where I was 2 months ago, where I was having really panicky feelings, just even driving in the car by myself, I am so much better and I feel so great. And it's because I went back to the tool that has really helped me. So I definitely encourage you guys to check this book out. And there's a couple chapters left before we end this, and I wanted to go over them. Session 12 is the courage to change. And it takes courage to want to change. It says, understand that all changes cause some discomfort. Recognize your secondary gains. Sometimes people don't want to change because they have a secondary gain from having anxiety or depression. And it says, stop using your anxiety as an excuse for anything. Realize that at this time in recovery, some of our anxious feelings are really excitement. And that actually has been true. I've had excited feelings recently and get a little bit anxious, but I'm not scared of my feelings anymore. 2 months ago, I was definitely scared of them. And I now feel much better about that. But change in your life, whether it is good or bad, can be very anxiety producing, especially if you're a person who tends to overreact to things. But the only way to let go of this condition is to make changes. There's common resistance behaviors. One is justifying present behavior, negative skeptical attitude about change. That's the way I am attitude, procrastination, overanalyzing and intellectualizing, morals or religion, nobody really understands me attitude, insecure behavior. And that is, it's true. It's I've definitely know people who have anxiety who I've told them what tools have helped me. And it does take doing the work. I've always said, if you have suffered from anxiety and depression for a while, it's going to take the time to be able to get through that and learn how to manage it better. And then there's secondary gains of why we don't sometimes want to change. And that's by getting attention, avoiding making decisions, avoiding getting close to people and socializing. And I think that for me, I am someone who's a very committed person. So I'll go from if someone tells me to check out a book, I'm all in. I just don't I'm not I'll just graze it. It's no, I'm fully committed. That's just, I think, who I am as a person, but also as an actress, I have to be fully committed. And so I really urge you to become really committed with your mental health, because you can feel better and it will get better. You just have to see what is right for you, whether that's a book or therapy or maybe both. It's just pretty amazing. Like I said, where I was 2 months ago, and 2 months ago, it was either hormonal imbalances from having a baby, so it could have been postpartum stuff, but it could have been also just what we've been through the last 2 years. And it didn't feel good. Like I felt like I lost my power within me, that I felt like any symptom that came up had the power over me. And I really believe that we do have the power to heal ourselves. And so make yourself the most important thing in your life. Truly, make yourself super important to yourself, because you matter. You really do. And it matters that you feel good. And anxiety and depression doesn't feel good. But you deserve to feel great every day. So I really suggest whatever you try to fully commit to it. The other session is time management, 12 steps towards a balanced life, which is something I really struggle with, to be honest. I am someone who overschedules. I'm like a pleaser, obviously, like want to do everything and try to do everything. And then like, I just am horrible at scheduling myself. And so I will like, it actually makes my anxiety worse, because on the day of, I realize, how am I supposed to make all of these appointments, or how am I supposed to like do this with this amount of time? So it says, understand that we choose how our time is spent. Get comfortable with self-time. Become a great planner. Become more comfortable asking for help. Understand that overscheduling can be an avoidance behavior. Learn how our body, mind, and spirit communicate enough for today. And cultivate the habit of frequently reassessing our priorities. Become more efficient and less anxious. And I really think that is so important. It's also like, learn your boundaries. Like, create boundaries for yourself. That's really healthy. And I think that is important in, obviously, time management. Some of the core skills it says for that is, at the beginning of the day or the end of the previous day, take a look at what you need to do in that day. What can you eliminate? What really isn't that important? Is there something you can delegate to someone else? Make space, Break the day down into segments. Choose the most important errands or chores for the day and decide in what order you wish to do them. It's important to know like what your priorities are for the day, and make sure that those are the things that you are doing, and not just like a bunch of different things that you just don't, it's not all the same level of your priority. Take a break during the day to relax and think about something positive. Do something pleasant for yourself, even if it is just going for a snack. I would say that when I'm feeling anxious and I have a busy day, or if I'm like a week before my period and I get a little bit more anxious feelings, I start to add in my meditation a little bit more on that day. I'll do like 1-minute check-ins. And I think those are really helpful to just kind of like, okay, this has been a busy day. I need some time for myself, and just go into, like a quiet space for a minute, do a little bit of breathing to check in with where you are and being present. And I feel like those 1-minute check-ins during like a very busy day is super helpful. It helps actually bring down your anxiety even more. It says avoid caffeine and sugar. Plan to spend alone time at the end of the day and relax. Read or listen to audios. Obviously I watch TV. So what I like to do is, I'm on my phone a lot, and I like to set a time where I'm like, okay, phone off, phone on the side table, nightstand, whatever, not going to look at it anymore tonight. I'm either going to watch TV with my husband, or just, maybe do a meditation before I go to sleep. And I think that quiet time is really great. I mean, I'm sometimes one of those people that are like watching TV as well as on my phone, and that's just so stimulating to our brains. And another one of the sessions which is super helpful, how to keep stress from becoming anxiety. This is important. Stress, it says depression, stress that becomes chronic and or excessive to the point that it begins to take a toll on your mind, body, and spirit, frequently leads to some degree of depression. This fact can be very exciting, be a very exciting beginning for sufferers. If we resolve our problems caused with stress, we change the effect. So it says, keep in mind, distress triggers that fight or flight response, which in turn releases several stimulants. Your body responds to these stimulants in the same way, whether it's a real situation or an imagined one from the past, present, or future. If you have had prolonged stress, you will find that you have misbeliefs, negative attitudes, and depressive thinking habits that perpetuate the cycle. I deal with stress all the time with obviously what I do, my business. And I tend to feel like stress is sometimes kind of gets me, and I don't know how to manage it as well. And so that could also be why I, can suffer from anxiety and depression sometimes. It's just how stressful my life can be in moments. And I really love this because it tells you how to stop that stress from becoming anxiety. The core skills is 1, stop, pay attention to the signals you have been receiving. 2, breathe. 3, observe, why is my body feeling this way? How does my stomach feel? Listen to your inner thoughts. 4, action. What is your plan for managing the stressor? Write it down. Make a plan and work your plan. 5, learn. Take your experience with every episode of stress and learn from it. It's hard because when you're in it, you forget these steps of managing the stress, and you're just I'm so stressed out. I can't believe this is happening. And it's you just don't really know what to do with that feeling. And so I do think this is something I'm going to continue working on because I haven't been able to manage stress in my past. And, I feel for me, if I'm feeling stressed, before it gets to that, I can't sleep feeling, which is normally what happens to me. If I'm feeling stressed about a certain situation, that night I won't be able to sleep because my mind will just keep thinking about that thing. And it wants to work its way out of that thing and being okay, how do I make a plan? But it's what are you going to do at 2 a.m.? You can't make a plan at 2 a.m. But you can decide, okay, well, tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up and make a plan. And I feel that helps, it's when we feel kind of lost in what we're stressed out about that it's very difficult to figure out how to get through it. This is behavior warning signals of problems with stress. Feeling tired, not really rested. Arguing with spouse, family members, and coworkers over minor things. Lack of patience. Inability to feel relaxed. Constantly feeling under pressure of job, personal life, or finances. Feeling you don't have enough time for yourself. Feeling you don't have enough time for your family. Lack of desire or time to socialize. Absent-mindedness. Forgetting things. Feeling irritable, tired at the end of the day of the workday. Honestly, stress is one of the worst things for our bodies to go through. It brings our immune system down, and then we are more, obviously able to get sick. So it's super important that we learn how to manage our stress. And I feel meditation is one of them. But when you start to feel a little stress about maybe a job or something in your life, I would definitely write down a plan to action of how you want to get through it. And also just remember, don't give in to the negative. Start writing positive statements. Start feeling positive. It's really all about thoughts, negative thoughts. That is just between this book and another book that I love, Your Power to Heal. It is all about just negative thinking and stopping that, thought monitoring. And it's hard because we wake up and we can have the minute we wake up in the first hour, it says we have tons of negative thoughts. And so it's important to just kind of notice what those are and monitor it and be nope, I'm not going to let that in today. It's definitely, we're all work in progress. And it's I feel so much better than I felt 2 months ago, completely so much better. But it's still going to take work, and it's still going to be something that I have to, really monitor my thoughts, manage how I feel. But I really loved going through this with you. I think the reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to show you guys that you can feel better. You can get through this. You can get to a point where anxiety and depression don't make you feel the way you might feel right now. It's just about doing that work again and making yourself your top priority. I love you guys. I've had so much fun with this community. I mean, there's so much more that's going to be happening with the Frenchie community. This is just the beginning. But I was really excited to share my favorite book with you guys. And I hope it can provide something for you if you're going through a hard or difficult time. Keep learning, keep growing, keep bettering yourself, because I love that stuff. And thank you for spending your Saturday mornings with me. I have loved it. And we will do another book club. Eventually, we'll have to find another book that we love. But this has been really fun. So thank you guys. And I hope you have a beautiful weekend and happy Mother's Day to the moms out there. And I love you guys.